How was it being coached by the younger version of Gino?
Well, besides weighing a lot less than he does now and moving around a little bit faster, probably, he was also a lot feistier, you know. I think we joke a lot about how he's gotten soft in his old age. He was a little more fiery and probably a lot less patient back in the 90s than he is now. But I think that probably has a lot less to do with old age than it does with just it being a different generation of kids.
I agree with that. And I know you were there when he made history with being the most winningest coach in college basketball of all time. Now, with that being said, do you think he's the greatest coach of all time?
Yes, I do. And that's an easy one for me. And I think it's obviously the record speaks for itself in terms of how many wins he has, having the most national championships ever of any coach. But I think more importantly, for me, it's about impact. And I think about how many women he has impacted in his career, and each one of us that have gone on to impact so many more. And I think when you measure your success over your career, it becomes a lot less about the records and the wins. And he'll tell you it becomes a lot more about the lives that you've impacted. And so when you look at who showed up last Wednesday to celebrate with him and CD and the program, it's just a testament to the legacy that he's created and the family that he's created. And I think, that's what makes him, in my mind, the best to ever do it.
And you mean in sports in general, or are you just talking about specifically basketball?
I mean, I think, arguably he crosses probably every sport. I'm sure there's a lot of other candidates out there that you could call the greatest of all time, but it'd be hard pressed to find to have him not at least be in the top five in every sport. The sustained level of success is so hard in sports at any level, and he has done it for 4 decades. He has been a championship level coach, and I'm not sure that there's anyone out there that's quite been that good for that long.
And with that being said, you know how great he's been and continues to do so. Are you surprised that he never transitioned into the pros like the WNBA or NBA?
I don't know that I'm surprised by it, to be honest with you. I probably would have been more surprised if he did. I think he truly understood how special what he created was or is at UConn, that he has been able to continue to get players that have wanted to be pushed to be their best and have thrived under the pressure of the expectation to win championships every year that you're there. And when he, I think every couple years gets that special player or special group of players, it's harder and harder to leave. And he's built a family, not just with players, but just in the community, the people that he's grown up with in his adult life and where he's lived and vacationed and the people that he's created the best bonds with are all people from Connecticut. And so I think as the years went by, I would have been more and more surprised if he actually left because what he has done is so special. And I guess we're all lucky enough that he has realized that and stayed put.
And do you think if he did actually go into the WNBA or NBA, would he succeed? Maybe not as great like he is in UConn, but do you think he would have been successful?
I do. I do. And because I think so much of coaching in sports is about relationships and motivation. And I think that's what he does best. Don't think I didn't ask him to come be the coach of the Connecticut Sun when I
I
saw
was
him
about to.
last week. Of course I threw that out there. I had to, right? But I think obviously there's different reasons that winning at different levels or different sports is hard. I think in the WNBA, having only 12 teams and having every team be so loaded makes it really competitive. But I think if he had decided a decade ago to be a coach in the WNBA, he would have found a way to be successful. But I think that there's something to be said for, what he's created there and being able to do it his way for so long. He found the right way and he was able to continue to do it that way. And so, but I think he would have been successful if he had decided to go into men's basketball or into the WNBA. Yeah.
It's going to be very hard. I mean, I don't want to see him leave UConn anytime soon, but we all know that will come.
Yeah.
Who do you think, I don't know if you know anyone that can fill his shoes when he does leave?
Yeah, we actually talk about this, the alums, a lot because I don't think we have an answer, right? I don't think anybody thinks that in any way that that would be a desirable job, right? To have to follow the greatest of all time, someone who's done everything that there is to do at UConn, right? I think that's hard. And he's done it in a place that nobody wanted to go to before
Right.
the 1980s. Nobody wanted to go to UConn. And so I think players have continued to go there because of him, because of the culture that he's created. So I don't know how that continues to be a draw after he leaves, right? I don't know. So I don't know who replaces him or who has the courage to actually take on that task because it is certainly a tall one.
Would you ever consider, or even, I know Diana Taurasi was there last weekend, another UConn great who might be retiring soon. Do you think you or her
Well,
could take that
she
spot?
probably could pull it off. She has the the star power. Having just finished her sixth Olympics, everybody in the world knows who she is. I mean, she's considered the greatest of all time as a player in so many people's eyes. So, if anyone has the magnetism that he has, the credibility and reputation in women's basketball, she's about as close as they get.
Mhm.
If I was gonna do it, it would have had to be like 20 years ago.
Never say never, though, Jen. Never say
No,
never.
I like where I'm at.